I have a practice in the way of non-resistance, and I'm going to call it saying yes to my life. And I'm telling you very personal things. I want to share. This isn't like a, oh, something I read in the book, try this.
Yeah.
This is what who I am. This is ways that I practice that I'm sharing myself with you in the form of. And typically this is one that I do when I'm waking up in the morning. So I've slept at night. And now I'm coming into the awareness that I'm kind of coming up into a state of some level of consciousness. And I go through a practice of saying yes to my life. And here's what that looks like. I start by saying yes to my body. And I want to tell you the normal human condition is that we reject ourselves. We take every aspect of our form that we don't like and we reject ourselves for it. And we hold it against ourselves. We focus on everything we're not, that we think that we should be, and so on and so on. So just the ability, by the way, remember I started with love and gratitude. I say love and gratitude are the highest frequencies, as opposed to self-rejection and self-loathing. Those are probably the lowest frequencies, because remember, that is your point of perception upon others. That's a seat of the judgment right there. As you judge yourself and then you judge them. It's all by comparison. Well, I don't like my blah, blah, but I don't like your blah, blah, or mine is better than yours. I don't like mine, but mine is better than yours. Like, you see where all that comes from? It's crazy.
It's just judgment. Yeah. Judging what's better, what's worse. Yeah.
Yep. So any comparison exists in the left hemisphere. Any and every comparison is going to be an egoic construct. So I lay down and I start at my feet and I work my way up to my head and I say yes to my feet. And I think of everything that my feet have done for me. I've actually run 7 marathons, right? And I've done like the most extraordinary complex balancing postures in yoga. I've like, thank you to my feet. You know what? Thank you is the only appropriate response I can possibly give to these feet, exactly as they are. And then I kind of go through the process of saying yes to my legs and yes to my knees. And by the way, yes to my hips. And I'm realizing we're getting into the next conversation, but which is called messages from the body, because any presentation of disease, injury, illness diagnosis, even accident or habitual tone can be a decipherable message from the body as to where your spiritual work lies. So when I'm thinking about my knees, I'm thinking about energetically what the knees symbolize or signify to me. When I think about the hips, center of gravity, seat of mobility, your ability to move forward with major decisions in your life, right side with respect to masculine, left side with respect to feminine. These hips that have run 40,000 miles, that have done the deepest postures in the history of, all asana, these hips, the pelvis that has birthed 3 healthy, now adult children. Like, thank you to my hips. Thank you is the only appropriate response. Thank you to my spine. Oh my gosh, my spine. Yes to my spine. Yes, and thank you to my spine. I go through my body and then I say yes to this bed. Yes to this bed that I'm lying in. And if someone is in relation, and yes to the partner that's lying right next to me. And it would be an important practice to choose your partner on a daily basis and to start the day that way. Yes to this body, yes to this bed that I'm lying in, and yes to this partner with whom I share a bed. Yes to this room that the bed is in. Thank you to this room. I do literally walk around this property and say yes to it. I'm accountable for my creations, and the only appropriate response is thank you. And they're all happening for me, not to me, to encounter myself in the form of what the next creation will be, and being in that place of non-resistance, which is what we're talking about, is kind of like the most amplified, magnified, powerful way to be a deliberate creator of the life. So now we're speaking into law of attraction, law of vibration, and standing in a moment of yes in every moment. Because by the way, you can really fortify your powers to create vibrationally by saying yes to each moment, even and especially the most extraordinary ones, which tend to be the most challenging. even and especially to the moments in your life that you think that you did not choose and that you think that you would not have chosen. Saying yes to every single moment, because you cannot be grateful for the moment that you stand in without being grateful for every single moment, even and especially the most extraordinary, which tend to be the most challenging, that led you to exactly this one. So to stand in a place of non-resistance to your life, to be open to receiving, by the way, kind of like what comes to you in the form of interactions and relationships, what comes to you, not reacting to it. Remember, we just did that, but receiving it without resisting it, to see what's here for me to encounter myself through in the form of this particular message or this particular moment or experience or whatever it is. Because if you can get to that place of non-resistance and say yes to your life and be accountable and say yes to your creations, then you start to really get the vibrational flow going, to which you do the claiming mudra, more of this please, yes to this and more of this please, yes to this and more of this please. And so it's an important self-empowering tool that leads to you knowing who you are in truth as vibrational being in a vibrational plane delivered about the creation that is your life.